Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look together at Tornstats. This is a very important site. It is feature rich and just offers a lot of different tools that are available to all citizens of Torn City for free. Primarily, it's known for tracking battle stat growth over time. It also tracks a wide array of other stats. You can use this to help you in your NPC battles, which is not something we're getting into. You can use this to evaluate your stock portfolio and the stock market if you are getting into buying and selling and flipping to make money on stocks. If you're a company director, this is incredibly useful for you. If you're a faction leader or co-leader, this is incredibly useful. There's a lot of functionality there. I especially like the competition function for factions. It makes a lot of things a lot easier. And even just on a personal level, you can review your net worth and where your money is at, where your value is at among your in-game assets. There's a lot to cover, so let me start by going over my battle stat history. And I'm doing this chronologically. So I've already zoomed in, on the time period a long time ago where I first started using Tornstats. I wish I knew about it earlier. So if you're watching this and you're new to the game, sign up for free as soon as possible, because this way you'll have more full history in your stats that you can monitor over as long a period as you play the game. So by the time I started using Tornstats, I already had over 60,000 total battle stats. And I love this. At the bottom, there's this timeline adjuster tool. And so I can show you chronologically how my stats grew. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because if you only look at the last 60 to 90 days of my battle stat growth, it's going to make the last 90 days look unbelievable. And then it's going to make my first 3 years of playing look insignificant. And that's just because of the snowball effect of how much the battle stats, how much faster they grow over time. Okay? So we can see here, I started off with strength on top, and then I wanted to leave speed behind, and then my defensive stats, I tried to keep relatively equal, and I continued that for a while. Oh, well, let me jump ahead. So I continued that for a while. Strength is on top, and I kept dexterity and defense kind of tethered together. Maybe at like a 75 percentile compared to the strength stat, and then I left speed behind. Oh, just for fun, I wonder where I could see my happy jumps, so let me enable the total amount. So if you see these areas right here, there's one over here. That's the third one. The second one here in the middle, and the first one way back here. These are happy jumps. So I'll have a separate video about how to perform a happy jump. But these are the few times I happy jumped early on. I wish I had done it more, but they're expensive. So when you perform happy jumps, you take a couple days off of training just to stack Xanax to get fully stacked, Then you watch a bunch of eDVD pornos, get your happy really high, then take your ecstasy and double your happiness, which was already high to start with. And then while you already have a full stack of energy, having used 4 Xanax and having 1,000 energy, you just train. With all that extra happy and all that extra energy, you train in one sitting. And so that's what a happy jump is. It's expensive, but this is what it does to your stats. They jump up, and it's most effective earlier in your stat growth. It becomes less effective as your stats get higher. So we can tell I left speed behind and I hoard strength while keeping my defense in the middle. And then I sort of changed that. So if I just adjust and go further into the future, and then you see I put dexterity at the top. I don't know why. I think I wanted to stealth. I was really wanting to be able to stealth attack more. So I boosted my dexterity. And so I kind of just took turns, training a specific stat. So here, strength. I really hoard strength out for a while. And so when you whore out one specific stat, it starts to grow much faster. So if you just look at the overall trajectory of everything, you can tell the purple line on top for the total, it goes up the fastest when I'm whoring a specific stat. So if I look at this whole history, here's my full history. And you can tell the last 90 days I've been whoring defense, and just look at it. Just look at my total stat growth. It's crazy. There's the NPC note. Oh. Well, the NPC section isn't working for me right now. Bad gateway. Come on, Ice Blue Fire. He's actually really helpful. He's the player that I'm not the most knowledgeable about the subject, but I am pretty sure Ice Blue Fire is the player that basically made and runs this site. I have reached out through their Discord server for help before, and the team is very helpful. He even has a contingency plan in place for when because nobody lives forever. But whenever he eventually passes and somebody else has to take over Tornstats, he's got a plan for that. So this site is going to live on. Really, let's just I'm just going to skip. You can explore some other things, but most importantly, battle stats. Battle stats. I'm not going to look at the faction stuff because I don't want to accidentally share information about my faction mates and their battle stats, because you can have visibility to view that kind of detail. But if we just look at my net worth, I guess wait for it to load. I like looking at this net worth chart as a trader because when I start to stack up too much inventory of goods that I've purchased, I need to know where the majority of that money is so I can determine which items to sell. And of course, as a trader, I have my museum unlocked, so I'll exchange plushies and flowers for full sets. But if everybody is running pandas and camels and lions, I might have an excess of those particular plushies, and I might have to sell some individual items on the item market. And so here's the chart. It shows you where your money is at. I've got a lot of my net worth in Torn City Bank. I've got 1.5 billion in items. almost a $500 million in the stock market. Those are all stock benefit blocks. And then properties. I shouldn't have so much money in properties. I feel like it's not a good use of my net worth right now. Anyways, if you look at these tabs, they're super helpful. So I can say in my inventory, the most items or the most value I have in my inventory right now is $572 million in donator packs. My windproof lighter that I'll never sell unless I find a second one in the city, because I use that as my crime enhancer for committing arson crimes for fraud. Oh my gosh, big box of chocolate bars. I have a lot of BBC. I've got almost $64 million worth of BBC. It's probably because I'm overpaying for it. Because I've got a sweet tooth. I don't know. I know they were trending for a while, and I was able to sell them for over $11,000. So I was buying them for $10,500, and maybe it's just something about that sweet big box of chocolates that keeps me coming back for it. So maybe I'll just keep buying at $10,500. We'll see. Wolverine plushies. Oh man, that's a lot of Wolverines. Almost 6,000. So this is where I go when I have to figure out what should I sell? What should I sell right now to give me more liquidity? Because cash is king. And I mean, a lot of the trades that I do are under $5 million or under $10 million. I have a lot of trades that are around $20 million. But sometimes somebody will come to me and have like over $700 million worth of goods that they're trying to sell. And it hurts when I'm not able to buy it. It hurts when I'm not able to buy it all. So if you're a trader and you're not aware of this, go to your net worth chart in Tornstats and you'll appreciate the tool. I think that's all. I got a bit sidetracked there, but I wanted to show you Tornstats, especially the battle stat tracking and the net worth pie chart. So check it out. When you go sign up for it, make sure that you go to beta.tornstats.com. So after you create your account at Tornstats, you will have to copy and paste your API key from your in-game settings from the game. While you're in Tornstats, the place to do it is under Settings, and that's just this far right menu under your username. Settings is the bottom one, second to last one here, and I won't open it because I think it would show my API key, and that's sensitive. You don't share that with anyone. If you don't know where to find that, then go into the game, and in the top right corner, I'm on PC. On the top right corner, go over to Settings, and then it's, I believe, around the sixth one from the top. And again, I won't open that section of this for obvious reasons, but that's where it is. So copy it here, paste it into Tornstats. It's safe, and you'll enjoy it. Well, that's all. I hope you guys enjoy. Please give me a like. Let me know what your comments are. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and keep enjoying your game.